Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Some more. It's politics, but Laura here. Oh man, there's a lot going on. Nigeria. All eyes are on Nigeria. Yes, all of it. And if you think they're not, their eyes aren't on it, their eyes are on themselves. There has been information coming out today, yesterday, that in Nigeria, Christians are being eliminated. They're being eliminated. Now, the president of Nigeria is Tinubu. He's saying that's not true. Christians are not being terminated. Muslims are not being terminated because Nigeria is Christian and Muslim. Yeah, Christian and Muslim. So those are the two dominant religions there, and one side is being eliminated. Now, I don't know if Muslims are being eliminated too. And we're just going on the fact that maybe this may be going on. Possibly. I'm not quite sure. Where is it?
Mommy, because I thought we were supposed to conserve it.
Okay. I want to make sure. I'm also streaming on Rumble, YouTube and Rumble streaming simultaneously. So I got to make sure that, got to check both sides, make sure everything is working. Yeah, so it is. Okay. Me knowing my government the way I know my government is, me knowing Europe the way I know Europe, and I gotta stop and say, how true is this? Because I do know that Africa is in the process of being recolonized. It is. It is. Now you may say, hey, politics, what, Laura? Why are you talking smack? I'm not talking smack. I know it. You know it. Everybody else knows it, that Africa is being recolonized. I mean, okay, in Nigeria, you have Kenya, you have South Africa, you have Uganda, you have all these countries that are being colonized by the Red Dragon country. Now, and the Africans that I talk to Africans from all around the world, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Cameroon, South Africa, Uganda, all over. And I talked to them about the colonization. And I'm like, well, you know, you have the Red Dragon country there. Well, at least they're better than the Europeans. They're better than the French. They're better than this. They're better than that. And I'm like, but okay. I got it. They're better than the Europeans. But my question to you is, when is your country going to fully take over and govern yourselves and not have another government over top of you that is pulling the strings? Now, when I say that, I don't mean it in a derogatory way, but they take it in a derogatory way, even though they know what I'm saying is true. And all the presidents are puppets of European countries. They got their freedom. Okay, that's what you say. But when you look at the paperwork, where's your money going? Where's the resources going? It's not going to you. But I digress. Back to Nigeria. Now, I saw this article. It popped out at me. I'm like, OMG, this is going down. Now, you have a couple of political parties. You have the CUPP, and that right there is a coalition of united political parties. You have NNPP, and that is a Nigerian political party, the new Nigerian political party, and the PDP, and that is the People's Political Party. And I'm like, this screams socialist to me. I mean, it does. It's like socialism. And I'm just like, Okay, forget about what I thought. What I thought really doesn't really mean too much in the grand scheme of things. Truly, it doesn't. But then I started, where's it at? Oh my goodness, where is it? So I thought I would take a look at these political parties. And I'm thinking this is quite interesting. Doggone it, I put it on the wrong put it on the wrong one. Oh my goodness, that's not cool at all. But here, let me show you. This is what I find interesting. Okay, not that right there, but right here. Now, this right here is a Nigeria a PD website, right? And the power to the people. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, as you explore Nigeria's political landscape, one party stands out for its enduring influence. The People Democratic Party, since the founding in 1998, and the PDP has played a pivotal role in the shaping of Nigeria's political journey as a country, as the country's main opposition party. The PDP continues to be a formidable force in national politics. And I don't know which one Tinubu belongs to, but there has been a lot of political chaos. Now, and this is what they're talking about. Okay, here, the Nigerian position itself is centered right political. And that's interesting, right? Because the People's Democratic Party, okay, forget about it. Okay, I'm thinking like an American. Okay, their thing is free market economy policies, limited government intervention, traditional social values. And again, Nigeria is made up of two religious groups, major Christians and Muslims. So Muslims are very conservative, and Christians should be conservative, but they're more like the middle of the road. Middle of the road, sometimes to the progressive, sometimes. And here, produced 4 presidents, governed a major majority of Nigerian states, and maintain a strong presence in National Assembly. Oh, you ought to see them in the National Assembly sometime. Man, they get to rocking. Oh my goodness, they get to rocking. Man, oh man. Okay, let me take a look at this. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, that's working too. Okay, I forgot to look at that one. All righty, sorry about that. But the news is most definitely hot. It is hot. So there's this Nigerian paper called The Punch. And again, I have it on the wrong let me just leave that there. Okay, let me share this. Forgive me, this is a bad video. Oh, crap. I did not mean to do that. Shoot. Okay. Now, right here is the President Tinubu. Now, he was elected. There was a big fight, but he maintained his position as president. Now, here, the People's Democratic Party, the New Nigerian Party, and the coalition of United Political Party, I guess, and Tinubu is forcing defection. Quite interesting. So as you go down, it says the opposition. Now he's a part of the opposition. The opposition parties have accused President Bola Tinubu of using public resources for anti-graft agencies to pressure opposition members into joining the All Progressive Congress. Interesting. And you're like, what does this have to do with the Christians being eliminated? We're getting there. I want you to get a full understanding from opposition parties into its ranks. It's like, hey, you need to come on over here. Come on over here. Stop with all these different public parties. We don't need all of these parties. We got 10,000 parties. We got to chop them down to 3. Okay. I'm just being hyperbolic. Okay. In separate interviews on Sunday, The Punch, the spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party, the new Nigerian People's Party, and the coalition of the United Political Parties, oh my goodness, Debo Ologunaba and Oladipo Johnson. You got a Johnson over there in Nigeria? And Mark and Bayo, respectively, said an implosion was imminent for the APC, the All Progressive Congress. Quite interesting. Now here, but the APC director of publicity, Bala Ibrahim, stated that the recent defection of the party were voluntarily and inspired by the ruling party achievement, not through coercion. Now, these people that said, I'm defecting, I'm going, I'm gone. This ACP, I'm done with the all political Congress. I'm done with them. I'm just done. I'm leaving. I'm defecting. And the fact that they say defecting, that sounds communistic in nature. I mean, just me talking at the side of my neck. Okay. But in recent months, the ruling APC has continued to receive several high profile politicians from opposition parties, particularly with the PDP, the People Democratic Party. Among those have joined the APC, the Akwa Ibom State Governor Yuma Neo, and the State Governor Sheriff. Oh Lord, these names. Whoa. Oborawori. Man. Could you make it a little bit easier on us? This is some hard. I mean, you got V's and W's right next to each other, and that right there is a linguistic nightmare. Okay, but I digress. And the PDP 23, the vice president candidate of look, you gotta help me out here. There's a thing you have. No, right here. Help me with that name. Ifeanyi Okowa. Okowa, thank you. Ifeanyi Okowa. That's Igbo. Igbo. Yeah, Igbo. Yeah. Look, could you make your names easier? Wait a minute. Let me go ahead and put this so you can see me. Yo, Igbo. Look, those names are hard. You need a PhD just to pronounce them. That right there's a linguistical nightmare. Could you please? You're worse than the French. The French has entrepreneur and has nothing to do with no entrepreneur. It's so different. Okay, I digress on that. Let me get back to what I was saying. Oh my goodness. All right. So you know they're leaving. It's similar to what's happening in the United States. You have Democrats that are not defecting. They are just saying, hey, Democrats, you're screwed up, you lied, and you're doing all this stuff. You're bringing all these people from all 190 countries around the world, and countries, no one ever heard of. They just recently got their name yesterday, and you're bringing them here too to be voters for the Democratic Party. And it seems like that's what's happening with the all political Congress. That's what I'm saying. That's what it appears to be. Who knows? Okay. But most recent members of the Enugu State Executive Council defected. Man, why did I just say left? Why gotta make it sound like top secret Russian information, you know? A move followed by the governor. Okay, everybody's leaving. Okay, they're leaving all these different parties. And what I find rather interesting is that it's happening now. It's happening right now. And I find that interesting because the elections are coming up. Now, Tinubu has been getting hammered. He has been getting hammered. And yeah, his wife, Remi, she said some things internationally that made President Tinubu not look so good. And she hasn't stopped. I'm like, First Lady Remi, are you sure you want to talk reckless like that? That's reckless. That's not especially when you had Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan there in Nigeria, and you weren't the nicest person. That doesn't look good politically, it doesn't look good socially, and it doesn't make your regime look, not regime, your husband's administration look good, because you're talking. Do this, Remi, First Lady Remi, do less of this. And also, the word on the street is you are not nice to the First Lady of Cameroon. Oh, you could be nicer, but I digress. Let's get back to what's happening over there. Now, you have President Trump. Oh man, where is it? President Trump saying, hey, Nigeria, why are you eliminating the Christians over there? Why are you doing that? So let me bring this up real quick. So, oh, come on. Doggone it. I am sorry. New York Times is holding it up like top secret Russian information. Okay. Okay. I could get it from the Daily Beast because everybody's putting up paywalls. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me bring this up. So Trump is saying, hey, you know, what you're doing, it isn't cool. So Trump threatens war on crucial U.S. allies. Wait a minute. That's not okay. Here, this is what he says. He says, okay, Trump's plan to designate the country potentially opening up a way for sanctions. Therefore, we owe more to West Africa's African states perceived inaction on the attack against Christianity by Islamic extremist groups in the country's middle belt of the north central states. But here he says, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the eliminating of Christians, the USA or the US will immediately stop the aid and assistance to Nigeria. Now, okay, let me go ahead and say this, and I want you to be able to see me saying this. Now, Nigeria has been getting $2 billion a year from the United States taxpayers. And that is a lot of money. And they have about, what is it? Nigeria has like what, 50 50 million people in their country. Okay. But however, we give a lot of money. So if one part is Muslim, or one part is Islamic and the other part is Christian, and the Christian part, or the Islamic part, is coming over and eliminating Christians. Now, this is still coming out. Now, one thing I've learned is that whenever Trump says something, it's normally a little out there, but it turns out to be true. So I would be sad to see that this right here is going on. Now, one thing I would be remiss in saying is that in Malawi, you had rushing waters over there with the Wagner group getting rid of the Islamic extremists, or what was it, Hezbollah? I can't remember the name of the group. I don't like saying Islamic extremists. I don't like saying that, okay? I just don't. But you had that going on over there. But let me go ahead and continue with this. So Trump, and we'll go into now the disgraced country, the guns are blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing a horrible atrocity, the president wrote Saturday. So this happened yesterday. So if we attack, it will be faster. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Now, okay, with this going on, I'm gonna look, Nigerians abroad. Now, I talk to many people from around the world, from different parts of Africa, right? And it seems like Nigerians, yes, I'm talking about you, Nigerians who leave the continent have like a disconnect. It's like, oh, it's horrible what's going on over there in Nigerian. And I'm like, but you're Nigerian. How comes you're not being more proactive? Because one thing about Americans is like, we'll go in there and sort of like, not sort of, but kick butt. We'll kick butt, especially if something's happened to Americans. And yes, we do fight amongst each other. Yes, we do. But however, when it comes from attack, we come together and fight against whatever is attacking us. And then we go back to having our little squabbles. Sometimes they're major, sometimes they're systematic, sometimes the government is doing it. And I gotta say, Black and white people are coming together to fight against us. Okay. Now, Nigerians, what are you going to do? Those of you who are outside of Nigeria and you're all over the world, what are you going to do to help your people besides doing this? What action? Talk one thing, but put action into your talk. Because I hear a lot of you saying, oh, well, we're going to rule. Well, you got to first come together and let me stop. Let me stop. I'm already demonetized. I don't know who was reporting my channel demonetizing me for telling the truth. But let's get back. Okay, so here, if we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet. Man, why do you say stuff like that, Trump? Fast, vicious, and sweet. Okay. Just like the terrorist thugs attacked the cherished Christians. Now here, Nigeria is one of the United States' most crucial strategic allies in Africa. That's interesting. The U.S. has 29 bases all over Africa. 3 are in Cameroon. I believe 1 is in Nigeria, and you have some all over. And there's a lot to that. A lot to that. I mean, there's a race for Africa, a race. So here the allies, a continent Trump once described as a doo-doo hole country. Okay. That was a horrible thing. That was a horrible thing that Trump said, calling it a doo-doo hole country. Very, very terrible thing to say. Terrible. Oh, man. Okay, with the U.S. historically providing sizable assistance. And most definitely the U.S., the taxpayers have, like I said, through the USAID, has been giving Nigeria $2 billion, Ethiopia $2 billion, all these countries $2 billion for democracy. And we're like, okay, we're giving all this money. How comes the infrastructure is not there? Why is it still in shambles? Don't understand it, but it is what it is. Okay, in terms of economic stability, okay, humanitarian aid and efforts to combat terrorist activity for Islamic fundamental groups such as Boko Haram, okay, and ISIS in West Africa. Oh, okay. So within that, wait a minute, let me hold on for a second. Let me check on. Okay. All right. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send down a link. I'm going to send down a link, and if you would like to come up and have a conversation, that would be great. Here, let me put it here. And I'm going to put it on Rumble. Okay, Rumble. If you want to come up, you can. Okay, there. That goes directly to StreamYard. All right, so you have this, and it seems like I find it quite interesting why all of this is occurring right now. Now, I don't know. I just got this funny feeling. Okay, let me go ahead and tell you what I think. Let me tell you what I think. This is what I think. I think that it's quite interesting now. Muslims, or what they call Islamic extremists, are starting to rise up and going and eliminating Christians. That's the narrative what they're putting out there. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but what I am saying is this is what they're saying. So if this is a narrative of what they're putting out, in Nigeria has a whole lot of natural resources going on there, and this is going to piss a lot of people off, but I don't fear from what is true. You have other businessmen in countries that are going into Nigeria, building Nigeria up, building up the infrastructure, all these tall buildings, and these construction companies that are not Nigerian. They are from other places. Germany, you've been doing a whole lot in Cameroon and in Nigeria, and also other European countries, and the Red Dragon country as well. And they're putting in a lot of work and money in building and generating business. Now, how do I say this? Oh my goodness. Nigerians should be, Nigerians should be building up Nigeria. Now, I hear Africans, other Africans saying, well, Africa has a brain drain. Now, those are democratic talking points, and you just, oh my goodness. Oh, Africans, you just don't know how crazy you sound when you say that when you're not in your land. Oh, we have a brain drain, and you're standing there outside of the African continent telling other people that your continent has a brain drain. I just let me just stop. Stop. Because for me, it gets very upsetting, extremely upsetting. And I've gone off the beaten path. But Trump is like, hey, we're going to take you over. We're going to take you over. We're going to go in and we are going to do what other African nations are not doing. We are going to do what the African Union is not doing, and that is going in and stopping a lot of what's going on within the African continent. So if the African Union is not doing anything, and then everybody's looking to Western countries to come and solve their issues, they're going to solve your issues, all right. Not only solve it, but as they do it, they're going to recolonize you. That's exactly what's happening. That is what's happening in real time. 2025, the recolonization is occurring. And if you're okay with that, if you like it, I love it for you. But, Trump is like, hey, this got to stop. And, Trump claims of an ongoing Christian right there. I got to be careful because it's still under the liberal left progressive regime. Okay. Affiliated by the Nigerian state have nevertheless long held traction among the U.S. far right. Interesting. I have fought for years to counter the slaughter and the persecution of the Christians in Nigeria. Texas Senator Ted Cruz posted on Friday. Ted, really? Man, oof. Okay. Promising advanced legislation that implements additional steps beyond Trump's designation, including targeting those who implement blasphemy and Sharia law in Nigeria. Now, I was going to say and even think that I was going to say, hey, Toledo, Ilhan, and they're from Africa. I don't know if Toledo is, I don't know if she's from the Middle East. I'm not quite sure. But I was thinking, are you going to use your position to say, hey, let's stop that. Let's not do that. Let's be united. Unless if that's me being, how can I say, in La La Land, right? Am I in La La Land thinking that U.S. politicians or congresswomen that are from Muslim countries can tell the Muslim people, hey, let's not do that. We all can live together. And plus, Christians and Muslims, they live together in peace. So let's keep the peace. I thought they would say that, not Ted Cruz and other politicians that are non-Muslim, that are Christian, that are saying, hey, we got to stop that. That's just my take on it, right? So Ted Cruz is putting that out there and saying, hey, we're not going to have that. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu responded that the characterization of Nigerians is religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality. That is a very interesting statement because Ted Cruz is saying, hey, we're going to put advanced legislation that will implement additional steps beyond Trump's designated, including targeting those who are implementing blasphemy and Sharia law in Nigeria. Now, you're targeting the Christian side. Now, Nigeria, like I said, part Christian, part Islamic. So how could there be two religions in one country? Okay, unless if they're trying to make it like the United States, we got everything. Oh my goodness, we have everything under the sun, under religion, but it's still a Christian nation. A Christian nation that allows you to worship the way you choose to without getting into political law and to suppress other people politically when it comes to religious reasoning. And there should be a separation of politics and church. That most definitely should be separate, in my humble opinion. But however, and what Tinubu's saying is like, oh, no. The characteristic of Nigeria's religious intolerance does not reflect our nationality, but there is alleged termination going on of Christian people. So where's the disconnect, right? And, you know, people are going on and saying the things what they're saying. But I found another article that was quite interesting because it was from the European Union. The European Union was talking about how, oh my goodness, his name is, oh my goodness. His name, where did I put it? Tarzinski, or do you use that? What's his name? Oh, this is so bad. Okay, Tarzinski. I'm trying to find it. But in looking for that, I got Trump saying even more stuff. Oh man, Trump. You can't do nothing but love him, or you could love to hate him, however you wish to. Man, wait a minute. People who hate Trump, they take it to another level. Oh my goodness. But here, I'm sorry, I have it all on I don't know how I did that, but I did it. But here it says, now, the AFP, right, threatens Trump is threatening to take over a military action in Nigeria over the eliminating of Christians. Now, I have to say, Christians have been under attack around the world. I mean, it's concerning, very concerning. But, you know, Donald Trump threatened Saturday to send military actions. And I found an article saying that he's, Pentagon, do something. So in a explosive post, a Republican leader who had campaigned unsuccessfully for the Nobel Peace Prize said on social media, he asked the Pentagon to map out a possible plan of attack on one day after warning that Christians were facing existential threat in Nigeria. Now, I gotta say, this person was not very nice. Republican leader who campaigned unsuccessfully for no. Come on now, let's not do that. But the Nigerian government continues to allow the termination of Christians. The USA will immediately stop the aid and assistance to Nigeria. And that right there would be devastating if the United States says, I'm not giving you a crumb if you don't stop doing that. And that right there, I don't know if England will continue to keep on assisting Nigeria, because they're getting assistance from England as well. And that's an odd way that England does it. They take your money and then give your money back to you, if that's what they call helping. I don't get it, but and you very well may go into what you that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing those horrible atrocities. And it's basically reiterating what the other article stated. But this one right here talks about Pete Hegseth and the Department of War preparing actions. Either the Nigerian government protects the Christians, or we will eliminate the Islamic terrorists who are continuing these horrible atrocities. There's so many things that's being said there. I'm just like, okay. But Trump posted on Friday, and it's going into what they're posting, and it's going into early October. Okay, in early October, the U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, the House of Representative Raleigh Moore, accused the Nigerian government of turning a blind eye to the mass red rum of Christians. Claims of Christian persecution have been pushed in some Nigeria, where ethnic, religious, and regional division has flared with deadly consequences in the past and still shapes the country's modern politics. The U.S., some U.S. officials argue Christians in Nigeria are facing the G word, a claim by Abuja denies. Now that right there is going to be a tough one to sell, especially when there has been many issues over a long period of time of things such as this occurring. It's going to be a very hard one to sell, and to get people to fall in line and saying, okay, well, I hear what you're saying and I believe what you're saying, so we're going to stop this, since this Islamic extremist group or groups are eliminating Christians. Now, it's not like I can't say what it's not like, but there have been public beheading of Christians in Iraq and in the Middle East, to where Christians are most definitely, in certain parts of what do you call it? The Red Dragon country, to where they're eliminating Muslims. I mean, it's getting really, really wild. And I just hope that it stops. That's all that I can say. I just hope that it stops. But that's what's going on for now. And I gotta find, because the European Union is and I thought I had that, and I'm really upset because I can't find it. Let me try this. Is this it? The Vanguard? No. Where is it? What's his name? Cow. Oh man. Okay, is this it? Goodness, this is so disappointing. Oh Man, I thought I saved it and I'm just really angry right now. Okay. Is this it? Dominic Tarzinski? That right there is his. Man. Trying to find the one to where he's talking about Nigeria. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. This is a little different. Okay, this is oh man, the I'm sorry. This is going every which way but I've suggested, but okay, here. Amnesty International, and this right here is a mounting death toll or looming humanitarian crisis amid unchecked attacks by armed groups. Now, they're not coming out and saying, hey, these are Islamic extremists or anything like that. But they're not here at least 10,000 people eliminated in 2 years since government took power. Over 6,800 eliminated in Benin or Benu, and the villages were sacked by bandits and okay. And this right here is gone between May of 2023 to May 2025. So I'm going to skip over. No, this talks about President Tinubu. This is very interesting. And it's giving Tinubu a slap in the face. So here, today marks exactly 2 years since President Bola Tinubu assumed office with the promise to enhance security. Instead, things have only gotten worse since the authorities continue to fail to protect the rights to life, physical and integrity, liberty, and the security of tens of thousands of people across the country, said Isa Sanusi, director of Amnesty International in Nigeria. The President Tinubu must fulfill his promise to Nigerians and urgently address the resurgence of the nation's epidemic security crisis. The president escalation of the attacks by Boko Haram and other armed groups show that the security measure implemented by President Tinubu's government are simply not working. Ah, okay, all right. Now I get why what EU was saying and Trump. All right, and in the 2 years since the President Bola Tinubu's government assumed power, new armed groups have emerged, including, oh my, look at that name, La Kurawa and Sokoto and Kibi state in the Manuda and Kawari state, while hundreds of villages have been sacked by gunmen in Benin. There's a mounting death toll. People Okay, in our investigation, verified the eliminating over 249, 94 people in Casina state the document of abductions of 360 people or 306 people, mostly women and girls between 2023 and 2025. So my thing is this. So Amnesty International is saying this, and this is an international organization. So Zamfara state attacks have occurred daily, with multiple attacks, sometimes attacking places in a single day. In the last 2 years, 270 people have been eliminated, and 467 people have been abducted since the beginning of the security crisis. So this right here is very, 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 very concerning. So it seems like that since what they're stating, Tinubu has come to office, and he's not a Christian, he's a Muslim, and there's nothing wrong with a Muslim being in power, having two different religions. But however, what is the issue is you must include the Christians as well. So this is going to be a rough one. It really is. And I just man, this is a hard one. This is going to be a very difficult one. And again, I'm looking at the EU. I'm looking at the EU, and as far as what they're going to do in the ECOWAS, this is, man, this is just so. This is hard. But please like, subscribe, and comment, and help me get the 5,000 on Rumble. Please help me get the 500. Help me. But this fighting has to stop. It most definitely does. But on that note, I want to thank you